I'm a bit shocked that we're still getting Disgaea games, considering the fact that it's not really that popular in America for the most part. At least it's not as popular in America as it is in Japan, and I don't think like the games in general normally sell well or anything like that. But at the same time, the Disgaea series appeals to a niche audience, and obviously, like the gameplay for these games themselves are actually pretty good, but a lot of people aren't really into these type of RPGs because nowadays action role playing RPGs are more popular than the traditional strategy RPG that you see, and that's basically what this game is. So we're supposed to be getting the Disgaea 7 Vows of Virtuous, which is supposed to be coming out a little bit later this year in November 2023. And the problem with this game coming out this year is because we got so many, big, releases that's supposed to be coming out in the next couple of months or so. And pretty much like games like Street Fighter 6, games like Final Fantasy 16 and Diablo 4 is definitely going to overshadow the likes of the Disgaea 7, and basically we're supposed to be getting the Marvel's like Spider-Man game that's supposed to be coming out a little bit later this year as well. And I honestly feel like if Disgaea 7 came out either last year or it was coming out next year, it'd probably stand out more and it would shine. Especially like if Disgaea 7 came out in 2022, it would have stood out like a sore thumb because let me tell you, aside from God of War Ragnarok, I mean, there wasn't really too many high profile video games that came out last year that would have overshadowed the Disgaea 7. And I think the latest installment of the Disgaea series came out back in 2021. And this game is actually very similar to the Disgaea 6 in terms of looks and all that, but and even in terms of gameplay to some extent. But I would not go on record and say that this is going to end up being one of the best installments that we've seen in quite some time, because it seemed like the Disgaea series has become more and more relevant after Hour of Darkness or after Cursed Memories from the 2000s. So basically, the series for the most part was at its peak in terms of popularity back in the 2000s. And don't get me wrong, the quality of the Disgaea series has definitely gotten better as time went by. It's just that the series has become less relevant over time. And that's not to take anything away from, I guess, the gameplay or the artwork or NIS America or Naboinchi, software or anything like that. It's just that I'm not exactly sure who the audience is for in relation to like this series. I don't know if this necessarily, caters to general audience. I don't know if it's more meant for children and if it's more meant for teenagers, because if it's more meant for teenagers, I mean, it has to be a little bit dark and edgier and all that stuff, because that's what teens like. Adults like blood, gore, profanity, all that stuff. They're into action adventure. They're into RPGs, but mainly action adventure RPGs. They're into shooters and all that. And, I fear that, this game is going to be overshadowed on like the PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation 4, mainly because those consoles mainly cater to a young adult audience. And as far as this game itself is concerned, I do feel that it's something to look forward to, because I believe they brought back the battle system that was utilized in the Disgaea 6, and I do feel like there's like a catch. They made it where I guess it's a little bit difficult in order to like win battles or something like that. But I do feel like the 3D art style and basically the overall presentation of this game is enough to, I guess, get casuals to take a brief look at it and to see what it's all about. And I do feel that this is something that can end up being a huge, third-party attraction on the Nintendo Switch console near the holiday season.